used to think the dark web was mostly exaggerated. Forums, illegal marketplaces, weird conspiracy sites, sure. But the really disturbing stories people tell online always sounded fake to me. Until one night, I opened a page I definitely shouldn't have. It happened about a year ago. I was studying cybersecurity in college, and part of the coursework involved learning how anonymity networks worked. Tor, encrypted routing, all that stuff. So installing the Tor browser wasn't anything unusual for me. At first, it was exactly what you'd expect. Broken websites, strange forums, random chat rooms with usernames that looked like keyboard smashes. Honestly, it was boring more than anything. But then I found a link in one of the forums. Someone had posted it with no explanation, just a single message. Don't open this if you're alone. Obviously, that made me curious. I copied the address and pasted it into Tor. The page took longer than usual to load, maybe 20 seconds, which on the dark web isn't that strange. When it finally appeared, the screen was completely black except for one line of text in the center. Welcome guest. Below it was a countdown timer, 10 o'clock. It immediately started ticking down. I assumed it was some kind of creepy ARG or horror puzzle site. The internet is full of those. So I waited. When the timer reached 8:43, the text changed. It now said, "You're using a Lenovo laptop." I froze. I looked down at my keyboard. Yes, it was a Lenovo. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe the site could somehow detect hardware info through the browser. That happens sometimes. Still, something about it felt wrong. Then the text changed again. Your camera is covered. My stomach dropped. Because it was. I always keep a small piece of tape over my laptop camera. And there was no way a normal website should know that. Before I could even process it, another line appeared. Smart choice. At that point, I closed the tab. Immediately. My heart was pounding. But after a few minutes, I convinced myself it was probably some kind of trick. Maybe malware detecting system data or something. Still, I shut my laptop and went to bed. Or at least I tried to. Around 2:30 a.m., my phone buzzed on the nightstand. Unknown number. The message just said, "Why did you leave?" My chest tightened instantly. I didn't reply. Another message came seconds later. "Come back to the page." I stared at the screen, trying to figure out how this could even happen. I had never entered my phone number anywhere. Then, a third message appeared. "Or we continue here." Right after that, my laptop turned on, by itself. The screen lit up across the room. I slowly got out of bed and walked closer. The Tor browser was open again, and that same black page was on the screen. But this time the message was different. It said, "Now you're paying attention." I unplugged the laptop immediately, completely shut it down. The next morning I wiped the entire system and reinstalled everything from scratch. I never opened Tor again after that. I told a friend about the experience later, someone who works in cybersecurity. He listened carefully, then asked me one question. He said, "Did the page ever ask you to type anything?" I told him no. Then he said something that still bothers me to this day. He said, "Then they didn't want your information. They just wanted to know who would open the link." Sometimes I still think about that timer and the message that appeared before I closed the page. Because right before the screen went black, one last line appeared. "We'll see you again." And the worst part is, I still have no idea how they got my phone number.